Man, welcome back. It's your boy back in the house again Monday night after Mother's Day. I want to first of all say happy Mother's Day to my mother, Edna McPherson, who's sitting in Alabama. I want to say happy Mother's Day to all my Tennessee Edge basketball fam, all my friends, my good people, aunties, aunts, my Aunt Dorothy Burgess, and my cousins, all my other aunties that I have. I got a big family. But I just want to say happy Mother's Day as we come back live to you tonight, Monday night, May 12th. And this is the Pull Up Podcast Show. And of course, I'm your main man, the one and only Coach Tony. Tonight, I'm going to have some fun, just like the record say. I got somebody from my back door, from the Shy, baby. And we're going to talk about everything from growing up in Chicago to the sports to what's happening in women's basketball. It's going to be nice. But I need you to do a couple things for me as we do every single week. Make sure you, one, like the show. So give me 2 thumbs up because I already know that you do. Make sure you share this show with your friends and make sure they share it with people that they know. And then more importantly, subscribe to the show. That way we know we get our numbers up. Bella Baby in the house, thanks for checking in. And everyone else, I got a couple people checking in as we get going tonight. But before we bring my special guest out, Val, you know what to do. Drop.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So, I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So, it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast.
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show. Got my girl in the background on production, Val the Voice Johnson. She keep us right around here. Tonight, coming by way of Chicago through Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth area. Wait, that's a lot of miles. I'm telling you, that's a lot of miles. You know, she grew up on the south side of Chicago like myself. Went to the secondary best school, because I went to the best school that was in the city at the time. But it was one of my arch nemesis right down the street, as we call it, the Battle of Vincennes. We're going to talk a little bit about that. She's also the founder of the one and only Ladies First Sports Agency, which is phenomenal. I'm not even going to give the secret on about that, but she's going to tell you why she founded the agency. And then, of course, we're going to talk about her high school and college days. Let's bring to the show tonight the one and only Coach Shajauanna Jordan. Welcome to the stage, Coach.
Much for having me.
Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm great.
Man,
How are you?
I'm excited. Hey, this, matter of fact, we're going to proclaim May to be Chicago May Day. We got a brand new Pope. Come on now. From the South Side. Hey, and you know what was funny about it, Coach Jordan? They tried to lie and tell me he was a Cubs fan. Get out of here, man. White man.
Hey, he from the South Side, so he know what's going on. He gonna rep us well. He gonna rep us.
And he deep on the South Side like us. I can give it maybe if he was around 34th, 35th Street, maybe so
That's
borderline. But yeah, he way out on the South Side, you know. And so congratulations to, as we say, the brand new Pope, St. Leo, who is from the South Side of Chicago, represented very well. And we now get to be the first on a couple of things. The first American Pope, and he happened to be from Chi. Come on, man.
Hey, we had the first Black president, and he happened to be from the Chi.
So, wait, oh, man. Coach Jordan, hold on. So, what she's really telling you guys, if you want to go on to big and major things, you need to come to the Chi first. Check in. I know your boy Kendrick Lamar told Drake he got to check in before he get to California. So me and Coach Jordan tell you, if you want to do something big, check in with 2 of us before you come to the Chi. We're going to put you on.
No work without us.
Hey, man, Coach, let's talk about this Southside High School. Because, of course, I tell everybody I went to the best high school in the city. We just under a few championships under the Neon, as we call them, the Neon, back in the day and all that. But I tell everybody I got to give you credit. As I was coming through high school, the best basketball player I think in the history of Chicago, at least in the city through my era, was none other than Ben Wilson himself. And legacy hashtag 25 that Derrick Rose and Roy and my boy Nick Anderson wore. And had a chance to be on that Battle of the Bench ends with Morgan Park and the Neon. Of course, we got the Nemesis down on State Street with King High School, so you know how that used to be. But let's go back to the day. Talk to us a little bit about how you came up in the city and how Simeon was, and then just the hoop ball, because people hear the stories, but unless they hear the stories, they don't know the stories.
No, I totally agree with you. I was definitely born and raised on the south side of the city, right in Chicago, by University of Chicago. Back then, they call it Lion Inn Hospital. And I grew up off of 57th and King Drive, right across the street from the basketball courts.
You was in the cut. 57th King Drive, you was in the cut.
Hey, look. My grandma was there, and she was there forever until 1987 when she moved back to Mississippi. But just being in the city, going up to Washington Park, watching the players, seeing all these now pros, but they was just regular guys back then. And it's just like been exciting for me. I went to Simeon High School. We know it's the best. We're still producing pros. Okay. Hey, we still got pros. And we got a WNBA player fresh out of Simeon and Anisha Morrow.
Yes, we do. And I'm gonna give you high fives on that one, because that is and let me set the scene for everybody, because I always get excited when I talk to my people from home. So as Coach is coming up on 57, so when we say we're in the cut, right? So to the left of her or to the east of her, because that's when you really know people from Chicago. Now I get these phony people talking about I'm from the east side. We don't have east side Chicago. We got over east, right? We can claim over east, but we got Hyde Park. So she's sitting off not too far from Hyde Park. And for those that may not know, the Brother Minister Farrakhan's compound is not too far from where she's at. So that's how we come into the city. And then she goes to Simeon as we go to school on the Viaduct on the south side. But that's how we go. So I was telling Coach earlier today, everybody, I had a story. I was telling that it was 85. Morgan Park and Simeon was going to the west side to play Proviso East in a tournament with us East, and it was Weston House that was there. And us, and you could talk about rivalry basketball for these young guys. We had to share high school buses. You feel me? And Coach Hambrick, bless his heart, Coach Herb Ray on my Morgan Park, bless his heart. We got to a fight before we got around the corner to the expressway. If y'all got something like that, text me in the line and let me hear about that, because I don't think nobody got this Chicago stuff. We go to the west side, play Weston House and Proviso East, get ran out of there, and then come back the following 2 weeks with a tournament on our side of the city and turn their bus over. That's real rivalry, Coach.
That's real. That's real. That's the penthouse right there. That's the penthouse. Oh
my God. She said the penthouse. Hey, is that like Jordan? Is that George and Wheezy moving on up?
Hey, listen. Hey, I was from the warehouse. All right.
There you go.
From the warehouse. This is the penthouse. This is the house that Derrick built. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I got that. Hold on. That's the house that he was headed to Keys over from Ben to Nick to a couple more to Derrick. I get you there, but Derrick closed it out. I love it.
Yeah, Bobby Simmons definitely built this. No, Bobby Simmons built the warehouse. Okay.
Bobby Simmons warehouse. Yeah, and then don't forget about and Derrick came through. Oh my God, it was a whole nother level. And so his brother was with us. His brother was with us. But when Derrick came through, the young baby boy, he did his thing. And Alicia Morrow, and the funny part about it, Coach, I'm in love with her so much because what she did for LSU, I know we talk about Angel Reese and we talk about those, man, pump your girl up for a minute because she the real deal.
Well, I know for sure, just watching her from high school, I knew she was a pro. I didn't see anything that was rough around her edges. I didn't see anything that was diminishing about her character, her grades, everything. When she got to LSU, I saw a totally different beast. Like the girl came through on field goal percentages, tough game wins, free throws,
Yep.
clutch. Like
Yep.
this girl put her heart and soul out there. And that is how you have to do it to get the recognition you deserve. She valued herself and she put in work at Simeon, and I am uber proud of her. She has accomplished something that our girls program has been trying to establish for years.
Right.
She's done it. And I'm proud of her.
She's done it. So back in your day, now, were you were you playing ball at that time, doing everything and all that? How did sports, especially basketball, become such a vital point? It's almost like if you and I rewind the clock, it's like watching the movie Brown Sugar, right? What happened? What made you fall in love with basketball? Remember, when did you first love hip hop? So when did you first love? When did you knew that? Hey, I love this game of basketball just like that.
Man, so I was a 3-sport athlete at Simeon for 4 years. I played volleyball, basketball, and softball. I had the same coach for all 3 sports for 4 years.
So that means you was cutting.
No, that was not happening on Chris Pruitt.
You know that
watch,
wasn't happening. You were definitely in trouble on coaches' watch. You cutting class, what?
No. Where was I gonna go? Everybody knew me at school. Like you can't go nowhere. I can't even cut in somebody else's classroom if I wanted to. But my high school coach is the reason why my agency is the way it's the name it is, and she gave me the love. Like I liked it because I'm an only child, and I just like being involved. So playing so many different sports taught me teamwork, showed me camaraderie, taught me how to pretty much work in diverse groups of individuals. So Chris Pruitt, my high school coach, she's the one that gave me that love for it and to learn it. Hambrick did that. Hambrick put the game in my lap. He made me watch old film. He taught me different things, different strategies. Use your head, sister. Like basketball is 90% mental.
Yes.
Read, react, be smart, sister. You know, that's how he talks to you. Like, and that's what I loved about Hambrick. And him and Chris Pruitt, they gave me the love.
Hey, let me tell you something. For those that don't know, we push this out, especially to my Chicago folks that's going to watch this show. You know, we talking about Jimmy Clemens because Clemens was important to the men's game. But for me at Morgan Park, as much as I was in the game, Coach Hambrick was the cornerstone of the south side of the city. You know, I know they talking about Coach Landon Cox, but we did a lot of things with Landon down at King. But Simeon in the 80s, with me coming through as they went to the 90s, had just a consistent powerhouse. We was trying to get there.
Great.
And for those, as I tell them, Coach Jordan, you guys got it easy right there because y'all got to go through this regional, this and that. See, back in the day when I played, if you won the city, whoever went to the championship game automatically won downstate. They just put you in opposite brackets. But we were winning so much on the boys' side of the house. And, of course, at that time, the Marshall Commando girl was killing so much on the west side, taking so many. They like, man, Chicago, we got to stop this machine. So they start chopping it up, and everybody go to sectionals and super sectionals and all this crazy crap. But, you know, when you're coming through and you're getting this knowledge of reading films and go work hard and doing that, what gravitated you to basketball so much?
It was the love of being able to score, out muscle someone, work for that rebound, shoot that ball.
Shoot the
what
ball.
Could you not love? What could you not love? You notice I didn't say pass anywhere.
Right. Hey, because you never saw a shot that you didn't like, right?
Who could shoot it better than me?
There you go. What I'm talking about. and then for those watching, Coach still came back to that close era with me. We wasn't getting it in She got to AAU, but during the back of the day, we was getting in on outside on the courts. You come on King Drive, you got to put them up off Saturday night, right? You go to Foster Park, you go to the west side on 10 Park, go down to 31st Street Beach. So if we knew where you was at in the city, if you were the ball player, you come far south side with me, you got to come through Ada Park. So we already knew where you was at. If you wasn't at one of them parks, you weren't playing ball. You was faking and shaking.
You came there looking cute.
Yeah,
with
you're
all your
right.
gear on.
Matter of fact, you was one of them players that lost the first game and had to sit out about 45 minutes.
It's been like 7 games that passed you up, and you ain't getting back on the court today.
Right. You were the court and everybody leaving. Like, hold on, man, where my game? Hey, listen, I got my girl, Coach Shajauanna Jordan, in the house tonight. We having some fun tonight. It is your boy, Coach Tony. This is the Pull Up Podcast Show. We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back. Val, put my credit card down. Let's get a couple of these bills paid real quick. We'll be back on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Yeah, and I was on your IG and I saw a picture of you and Al Jarreau.
Yeah, I met Al Jarreau after a show. We hang out together in an after party. George Duke was an actual friend of mine. We actually did a joint project in LA. Literally shared the stage with Shaka Khan at one point, and she was performing and I was performing after her. It's one of those things you go, is this really happening? Is this really happening to me?
Of all of the heroes that you've met, who was the one that stood out the most?
I think for me, I think George Duke.
Yeah,
because he was just not just a musician or producer, but he sort of was an architect of style.
Are you a small business owner looking to grow? Introducing the Key Spot mobile app. I'm Cynthia McAllister, owner of the IT company Quality SAP. Since 2016, we have been supporting small businesses and help them promote and share their businesses, services, and events across the country. Key Spot is more than just an app. We are a network providing community. Key Spot, connecting communities and supporting small businesses.
Man, welcome back to the second quarter. We're a group of coaches. We come out of the locker room, just talk to our players, having some fun here. My girl, Bella, baby, checking in tonight. Coach Jordan, this is my girl. She's, man, if I got to ride or die for my show, Bella, my ride or die. I got to give her two fingers up in the air because she ride hard for a DC girl down in the 8. Then she 8-town stomping, you know what I'm saying? And then we got Anaya Pride in the house that she tuned in. All the love. What's up, Coach? So she's in tonight, checking in on the house tonight. So we coming in. Well, now you to put the work together. 3-sport player, figuring out everything. Where did you take that on? Did you take that on to college and play any ball?
Well, actually, I did. I did not play volleyball or softball in college. I just stuck to basketball because I was a scholarship athlete. My first year, I played at Northern Arizona. And
I'm about to send one of my kids up there to Flagstaff.
Flagstaff, yes, sir. 10,000 feet elevation, baby.
Hey, don't think. Hey, I'm telling y'all, don't think that they get 90 degrees because they cold as hell. What?
It gets cold and it snows, okay?
Yeah.
Just because it's Arizona doesn't mean that it doesn't snow, but it's beautiful. Snow-capped mountains. The campus is gorgeous. I mean, the women's basketball team there was amazing. It was a good situation there. But I ended up leaving There's a little bit, to be honest with you guys, a little bit of culture shock coming from Simeon, where I was 100% African American, and now 1.3% African Americans in this.
Yeah,
you know,
and
that 0.3%.
About 95% PWI.
Yeah, and then the rest of them is all on the football team. So, because it was 2 Black men on the men's basketball team, and I was the only Black woman on their basketball team at the time.
Oh, wow.
We had 2 Native Americans.
Wow.
And so we were the 3 minorities.
So let me ask you that, because that happens now. I got a couple kids that done, and how do you know, because I got a couple kids and I'm in Nashville now, Coach. So, you know, they come from Nashville. Like I said, I got a kid going to go to Northern Arizona. You know, this is perfect because he hadn't even walked across stage. So if you were giving him advice, because he's about to be an incoming freshman in the fall, you know, and obviously we were talking some 25, 30 years later, but what would be the advice going in to a university like that, where you know that you already know that you're the minority, but you're really the minority?
Yeah, definitely find everybody on campus that is like you. There are a lot of support groups there, which I did not have the privilege to, because I think they noticed it may have been a situation or an issue kind of like after I left. So to reach out to other people on campus that you feel comfortable with, there are going to be different support groups, but stay focused. Know that your classes are going to be huge classes with lecture hall styles, and you're going to be a number. You're not going to be on a personal one-on-one basis with any professor there, unless it's one of those courses that everybody doesn't take. Right. But that's going to be rare because they don't offer those courses if they're not going to get any money from them. So therefore, I would say just stay focused, mind your business, do your work, get better, have great character, be personable, but stay focused, because it's easy to be distracted there. Easy.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And then when you left there, did you end up, because of the situation, came back home to Chicago, or did you end up transferring, going? Because right now, girl, if this was 2025 and
I'm in that transfer portal.
Right, you in that portal getting paid.
We in that portal.
Hey, I keep telling all these players that back in the day, we got paid, but it was a handshake or envelope in the jacket at when the booth was out. So I remember that. But you know what I'm saying? But now you sitting up, and I'm assuming you kind of happy because you're about to get out of Northern Arizona because of whatever. And you're kind of sad because you really don't want to go. So where did you end up? Where your 2 feet end up dropping down at?
So, you know, back then we had to do the 4.24 in order to get back to the Division I status. So I went to Marshalltown Community College in Iowa. I played there a year, got my associate's degree, and then I left there and played at Texas A&M in Corpus Christi. Now I'm a pioneer there. Yeah, I'm a pioneer there because I was a part of the first ever women's basketball team. This was the first time in 1999 that they had athletics on the campus. And so it was the baseball team, men's basketball, women's basketball, and fast pitch, which is softball for women.
Softball, yeah. So you get to be like a grandmother, not grandfather, but you get to be a grandmother. But it feels good because think about it. You get to, like you're talking tonight, you get to be that person that no matter what the program goes on in history, like, hey, if it wasn't for our class, you wouldn't be here today. You
wouldn't be existing right now. This university would not have athletes. And we were called Islanders back then. And so they're still the Islanders. The head coach was Cheryl Estes. She was the head coach.
I remember Coach Estes.
Yeah, she was the head coach of the Colorado Explosion before that folded and the WNBA came into full swing. So it was a really good experience there. But then I told my
remember spring break, they used to go to Mackinac Island?
Padre Island.
Padre, that's what Padre Island, my bad.
Padre.
Yes.
Yeah, I had lots of fun on Padre Island. Hey, and it was so cool because we could go to Mexico, right? We go to Laredo, and we
And
could
this is way before everybody. This is way before passports.
Yeah, we could walk across. We could walk across. When the American dollar was worth 10 over there, we were going
South
shopping.
Padre Island, baby. South Padre.
Yeah. Look, don't talk about Texas party spots because we could go back to Galveston.
Galveston, yeah. Hey, that take it back. So on that team that you had, did any of your teammates at that time? Because at that time, it was, I think, the WBA, because WNBA didn't exist until 3 or 4 more years later. I think the WNBA came out, I think either you were graduating or right after you graduated when the league opened up in 2000, 2001, right?
Mm-hmm. That was in 1999.
Yeah, okay, yeah, 99, right.
That was in 99 for me.
Wow, that's amazing. And so you get, so after you come out of college, you're like, okay, gotcha. Did the opportunity to go overseas to play, go in the league? What did you end up doing with the opportunity?
No, so actually I tore my knee up really bad.
Hey, join the crowd. You do left or right knee?
My right knee.
Okay, I got the left knee, so maybe we could switch knees. We good.
Hey, we might be good on that. We might be able to get up and down the court fully.
Right, there you go.
But I played enough. And I wanted to make sure that I was still active in sports because I wanted to be around athletes. So fast forward, I ended up getting my associates, my bachelor's, and then I started working for Nike and Adidas, and I was doing sports marketing, hosting women's basketball, volleyball events throughout the city in the south suburbs. And that was good work for the summer, but I decided to go back to school in 2005. And I got my first master's degree from Indiana State in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Terre Haute?
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Hoshians.
Way down in the cut. Down in the cut for y'all that don't know. Boondocks.
Larry Bird land.
Larry Bird. And just shoot the ball back here.
I'm not going there with you.
So
okay.
How was that experience? Because I'm talking about up until a few years ago with my AAU team, it wasn't too cool. So I know back in the day, you had to make it.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I did my first master's degree in a year and 6 months. I went spring, summer 1, summer 2, fall, spring. I was out of there. I had to do an internship with the local high school, and that was at Terre Haute North, right? There was a Terre Haute North and a Terre Haute South. And Terre Haute North is for all the richies. And
I know Terre Haute North. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then the South is for us, right? I went on a trip game. So because I was interning with the girls team, Coach Mike Allen, best guy ever. I'm telling you, he's an awesome guy. Get on the bus. We're going over to West Terre Haute. And West Terre Haute is active for rallies, KKK rallies and things like that. Yep. Bus pulls up. I'm cool. I done been called, the N word so many times. It ain't gonna, no, sir, no, ma'am. Not the way they call the N word out.
What? So they ain't using the GGA.
Ooh, it's the ER. Hard.
Right.
It was so bad that they was yelling so many obscenities and just profanity at me, and it was just horrible. So I had to call my graduate advisor, Jolene Kuhlman, to come and pick me up, and get me up out that situation.
And people wouldn't think that, Coach, because they think it's the Midwest. But let me tell you, I go down to University of Indiana all the time, or Nashville, Indiana, and I'm telling you, I know Indiana is deep, but when you come off 65, tell them, Coach, you got to go in the cut. You ain't just going to get to them university. You got to go through the cut. And I remember getting down there, like, woo.
That's going down 41. You go down 41. Yes, and those are speed traps. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you get no
Hey, I'll tell you,
signal on those back roads.
I came off. Let me tell you how crazy they are. I'll have my boys in the car. We're going to IU play a tournament. I come off at 65 right there on the expressway. I get off, coach. The police is under the bridge. I ain't even see him. You know, when you get off going to IU, there's a little gas station right there on the right side. He pulled me over. I wasn't even a quarter mile off the. I may have been like maybe 13 seconds off the highway. He pulled me over and told me that I illegally crossed the lane too soon. Come on, man. Just going to tell me, hey, just going to tell me that I'm Wesley Snipes. I ain't light skinned. You know what I'm saying? I ain't Jamal Moore, man. I get it, man.
Look, tell me I'm in the wrong place without telling me.
Yeah, hey, I know, man. Hey, man, but then once he found out I had a car full of ball players and two of my kids get recruited, one by IU Heavy, he gonna tell me I'm gonna let you go, but take my card, and if the kid gets a chance to get recruited, I want tickets. Come on, man, what you doing, man? No, it's like what you did. Oh, speaking of that, Coach Janae Parker, another Chicago young lady, coach, and she does agency things, checking in tonight. Said, "What's up, Coach Tony? What's up, my girl? Glad you checking in tonight with me and Coach Shajauanna Jordan, talking a lot of basketball. Val, it's halftime. Coach got her team. I got mine. You know, I'm gonna win this game. Let's pay a couple more bills. We'll be right back for the kickoff for the third quarter on the Pull Up Podcast Show. We'll be right back." Hey, it's your main man, right back at you, coming live here from the Rise Studios, and it's your guy talking about what? Pull Up Podcast Show. What is the Pull Up Podcast Show? It's a brand new podcast hitting your airways nationwide, talking everything on sports, from baseball, basketball, hockey, and then I tell you, we're going to have a lot of fun. So make sure, if you want your questions answered, you want to have fun talking a lot of sports, make sure you pull up on me, because it's the Pull Up Podcast Show.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up.
Also, for those that want to learn a little bit more about this right here, oh yeah, that right there, that's the Rise, NIL, talking name, image, and likeness. Those having opportunities, getting paid, you want to tune in to it.
Sports show, let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up.
This is the first ever Nicaraguan team tour that will be hosted in Managua, Nicaragua. The purpose of this tour is to allow teams to get an early preview of women that can be contributing factors on their club. Instead of me sending profiles to them to review, I wanted to bring the women in person. So this entire week was comprised of skilled workouts, international workshops that would help women to learn how to become a professional, the obstacles that they may deal with, and the things that they have to overcome while being a professional.
Man, that's fire, man. You know, I'm laughing because the track you heard, that my nephew made that track. I be bouncing to the Pull Up Podcast, you know, I'm about to send you a couple of tracks so you can vibe to. But I'm vibing to First Lady Agency. Let's talk a little bit about that, you know, because I think that what you're doing is so special. You've already, in my opinion, you know, you've gone through the cut. You've seen the hard work. As old coaches always told, like my knee surgery and yours, if you ain't never been hurt as an athlete, you probably ain't been playing hard. Or they used to tell you back in the day. Because if you're an athlete and you really balling, you're going to come through this with an injury. Something on elbow, hand, knee, ankle, something's going to hurt. But when you start to put together the agency, the First Lady, what was on the top of your mindset in terms of, hey, I want to create this agency, but what were you thinking about when you launched it?
Representation was most important. As I stated earlier, I've grown up around pros, with pros. I've known Angelina Williams since she was
Okay.
14 years of age. She's my vice president for Ladies First Sports Agency.
Yes.
My sister Constance Jinks, she's a Morgan Park Mustang,
Yep.
UNLV graduate, got drafted to go to the WNBA, ended up going overseas, and their agents were horrible. So
Yeah.
I firsthand had experience with individuals that were going through it, and it was just disgusting. My sister got stuck in Istanbul, so
That's
we
why I
had
was
to
at Istanbul.
meet. Yeah, the agents back then, the agents were custodials over the accounts of the players. So their monies weren't being sent directly to them, it was being sent to the agent.
Correct.
Both Angelina and Constance, both of their agents, who I think they had the same agent at one point, ran off with their monies. And so those were the things that I did not like. It was so many contractual things that I used to see that I did not like at all. I wanted to change those things. So I know that a lot of agents don't look at the female first. They look at
Correct.
the athlete. How much money can I make off of her? That's the most important thing. Oh, but who cares that she's the primary breadwinner at her household? Who cares that she has to take care of her grandmother, her little cousins, and pick up her sister from school, things like that. Those are the things that the agents don't particularly care about. And Anaya Pride is one of my clients that is watching. So she knows firsthand how things go with me and how I am protective, but I'm also contractually obligation driven.
Right.
If you're not abiding by this contract, then I think it's time for me to pull my client, or
Right.
if it's not happening, or I think it's time for my client to leave. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't have a no nonsense approach to the way things are going with these agents and agencies now. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you now, I've been posting my women since 2018 in the captions, talking so much trash about how
Oh, yeah.
well done. And I never saw any other agents doing that until just like recently. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
so happy. I'm happy about that because guess what? They finally are getting recognized.
Right.
You're finally
They finally get the point. They finally understand. Because like I was telling you earlier, you and I being connected right now during the middle of the pandemic. Running there, 2020, 21. And it was right after you were doing everything. That's what got me, because I had a couple girls. But what gets me so upset is what you just said a moment ago, that women are already having a difficult enough time trying to make it.
yes.
We're not football players, not NBA guys, and some of these young ladies are not WNBA, could be, but because of the situation, they're not. So you have the opportunity to
Absolutely.
open up these doors. And what kills me is that, like I work with some of these guys and send them over. And it kills me when you get these FEMA people, coach, that say, I'm going to run this FEMA tournament and fight these damn kids down. They pay 125, some of them pay 195, almost $200. They break 10, 20, 30 people in. You do the numbers, they make a quick $5,000, $6,000, and they ain't going no damn where.
Nowhere.
No, I mean, when I say nowhere, nowhere. And so that hit me the first couple of times, a couple kids, this and that. So I connected and worked with a couple guys. And when I saw you, I'm like, oh man, when you got that ladies first, was that an idea or concept? You say, something, they're focusing so much on the men. I'm going to make sure that the ladies are first. Was that kind of how you came about with that?
No, actually, like I said, it came from a high school coach. She would always tell us, when you get out there on that floor, you are a killer. You are a
Okay.
monster. You do
Yeah.
everything, but you're always a lady first.
Okay.
She always told us that. She would always say that you're always a lady first, and there's no other way for you to even for you to even look past that. And that concept stuck with me. And because it's stuck with me, I just wanted to, that in itself, it brought a lot of attention to it. But now I know that it's meaningful in so many other ways.
Yeah. So the tour. So as you set the tour up in Nicaragua and you bring these young ladies down, and they're coming in, tell everybody if you're listening to the show tonight, if we rebroadcast, if they want to get information on how they could be part of a tryout, because I told you I got a couple of young ladies for you, who they need to reach out or what do they need to reach out? What's the information that they need if they want to be invited in July to the tour?
Oh, so it's simple. They just need to go to the website, ladiesfirstsportsagency.com, click on Nicaraguan Team Tour. Once you go to Nicaraguan Team Tour, oh, okay, great. When you go to Nicaraguan Team Tour, you will do a pre-screening, and you fill out that form, send in your film, and we'll contact you. We'll go over the payment options. We'll send you a password to the website. You'll go in, you'll sign in, and you'll start making your payments. So that's pretty much it right there.
Oh, I like that. Now, look,
so if you want to come as an individual.
Okay.
So if you want to come as an individual, you'll do the first option. But if you have a team, so if you have 8 or more women, you can do the team tour.
Oh,
so
wow. You got a group that can do the team, or if you think that you're the next, Cynthia Cooper, you can come up in there by yourself.
You can come as an individual. You can come as an individual, and you can play on Ladies First Team. And from there, you'll get your opportunity to showcase yourself in front of all those leagues, coaches and owners, and possibly play against their teams.
Oh, that's nice. Now, listen, women, I love y'all, but don't pay your money and call Coach Jordan Thompson. You told me to pay and I'm playing, because she didn't say that. She told you to come with your bootstraps, come down here, let's put some work in, and then I'm going to get you on this tour and see if we can get you paid. So you got to understand that there's levels to this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So how long has the tour been going on in Nicaragua?
So this is the second year. Last year was the first year that we actually did it, but I've had women in Nicaragua for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
I've had women, Ashton Melinder from DePaul University, who is now the assistant coach. She's a 2-time champion in Nicaragua.
Oh, wow.
Brittany Bird from UIC.
Okay. Yeah, UIC. Yeah.
Still holds the record for the first game. She scored 35 points in the first game.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I had Deja Evans from Chicago.
I remember Deja.
Yep. Deja was there. Tashara Jones. I mean, I've had so many women. Janae Barnes. Look, I could keep going, but every year I've had women going to the country, and they like my clients. So I figure, why not service them and just take them to them? The profile is a piece of paper. They're reading it, they're looking at it.
Right. But when I put you on this court and tell you that I got Shajauanna Jordan about to come in, and whoever you're going to put in front of, she about to rip her up, that's a whole nother ball game.
That's it. And that's how it has to be.
That's nice. So this is the championships and all that. So you going over last year, how many championships have you guys won so far on the tour, Coach?
Okay, so we are undefeated on the tour. Yep. And I was trying to see. I was going to grab the little trophy for you, but they gave us a little plaque because we beat everybody last year. So this year I'm hoping to do the same.
That's nice.
But
the girls get some pretty good when the girls go over, and I understand this. We're going to give a shout out to my boy Coach Travis McAveen, and obviously LeVar Ball and my boys on the Big Baller brand. They doing big things overseas, doing the same thing. So as these guys come off of the FIBA with the women, Are you seeing some of your clients getting pretty decent jobs? Because you also have a female FEMA agent that work with you. Who is that?
Her name is Raina Goodlow. She just literally received her license, and
Shout out, Raina. Shout out to you, girl. I see you.
Yeah. I'm so excited because she's going to be our full service FEMA agent, and it's important for me to have a woman that has played, and she's in Korea right now. So she's not playing, but she's working in Korea. She works for the government there.
Hey, look, is she over there? All I need, listen, Karina, I love you, girl. Let me tell you something. What I'm gonna need you to do, I'm gonna need you to put your ear closer. I'm gonna need you to bring up some lower tariffs back to the state.
Now look, she just got the job with me. Okay, we're not trying to lose her that fast.
These tariffs killing me though. Go, they killing me.
They stopping all your action, Coach.
Man, they stopped all. Hey, they making the price of goods double around this place. I'll tell you. Can't get nothing going on. Man, that is wonderful. That is good. We're going to come back with that same subject. Stay there because I need an extenuating question from her as an overseas person connecting with some of the young ladies. We're going to take our last break of the day. Val, pay my last bill, get these collectors out my pocket. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast Show with Coach Jordan. And of course, I'm your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast Show.
I've always thought about how my mom has supported me in any creative endeavor. How beautiful was it for your mom to be the superhero in your life and show up in your creative ventures with this book?
People ask her to sign the book more than they ask me to sign the book. Sometimes I step to the side, I take their picture. And, we have to celebrate our mothers. We got to celebrate our beginning. So she comes out with me. Every event, she is there. Even when I tell her she does not need to come, she will show up in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, okay, you coming? Okay. I'm like, all right.
Right. And she got a bottle of wine in her hand.
What in the world? Why are you giving her alcohol?
No, I'm just saying. She showed up in the parking lot. She got a bottle of wine, nice wine. She's going to set it down. She ready for the show, Val. You know what I'm saying? Because the funny part about it is, CJ, I've actually talked to Val. I thought about, writing a book myself called My Man's in Them. But,
I love it.
And look at Val.
My man's in them.
My man's in them. But you got to read the book. You got to read the book. But it's a play. CJ, I apologize because Val should have dropped some old Dub C so you could have came out crip walking. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not flamed up right now. I got to hold on. Trying to get me shot.
Going back to school tomorrow, like, I saw you, Miss Charles. I saw you.
I mean, I can crip walk, so please, but I'm kind of, I'm authoring right now. You guys are funny.
Man, Val got the video. That's my girl, though. Author C.J. Charles, Los Angeles young African-American female, writing a kid's book. One of my best videos ever. Phenomenal. You get a chance to tell your girls, your people, your friends. She writes kids' books. You got to look up Madam C.J. Charles with the author on the books. That's good.
Nice. My man's in them, right?
Hey. See, here's the funny part about it, though, Coach. They don't even know. That's a Chicago term. They don't know.
There is no book.
Watch your mouth, Val. They don't know about my man's in them, though, Coach. Hey, tell them back in the day, we go downtown to the warehouse, but I'm with my man's in them.
With my man's in them.
There is
no. We go down to the warehouse and go to a party back in Mendel back in the day, but I'm with my man's in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, and if I ever got in trouble at home, my mama, why you in here late? I was with my mans in there.
I can't wait to read this book.
I need you to keep it moving. Keep it moving. I'm
Hey,
sorry. Producer interrupting. Back to our
go get, hey, like I said, we gonna get back. When I get my mans in them together, Coach, I'm gonna call you because we're gonna be good.
I'm waiting
Man.
on it.
Oh man, listen, it's so funny because of the things that you've seen going on. You and I talked earlier about the Brittany Griner situation and everything itself. What's your thought process right now wrapped around the WNBA? Do you think that the league, one, is heading in the right direction? Or do you think that they are heading versus some stiff competition now that Nafisa Collier, Breonna Stewart is unleashed on Rival, and also you got AU Athletes Unlimited, and then now you got the brand new Women's Basketball League that's about to launch this year. Do the WNBA have competition in its back door? And if they do, why is it happening?
Honestly, I think it's a slap in the face for the WNBA. If you look
Okay.
at how these other entities are setting up shop around their season. Some are before the season, some after the season. However, it's just still a point, whereas the NBA didn't start off like that.
Right.
The NBA may have had their developmental league and now G League, but they're separate entities, right?
Right.
You have the pleasure of pulling from the G League to the NBA.
And
The
25 years later, they were on their milestone. They clicked it on the 25th anniversary of the NBA with Magic Johnson, Bird, and everything. NBA took off.
Yes, and that is how that worked. We're not utilizing our athletes properly. Community engagement, going to get funds for literally marketing, advertising. All of those things need to be put in place and need to have a solid foundation because the community is where you're building it from. And if that's not happening, then they're still going to be scraping because they're still broke.
Oh, wow. I didn't look at it like that, and my girl Tina Michelle checking in, said, hello, loving the show right now. Hello, everybody. And that's been the big problem. We talked earlier as well, that the WNBA has been trying to follow the likeness of the NBA because you remember the argument was the NBA said they'll never get involved, right? Which I think they were. I'm just glad to see the players who got all the riches have stepped in, the Steph Curry's, Andre Iguodala's, now the retired Grant Hills and Chris Webbers, and those guys. If they haven't thrown $1 million here, $1 million there, and all that, because it's amazing how we have got to get these brothers who are now retired to take their money to fund the freaking WNBA, to give these young women some substantial contracts so that they can make money to do something. Is that incredible?
No, I think that could have been done years ago. In my opinion, monies could have been given years ago. But we're talking about WNBA teams that are independently owned. Not all of them are owned through the WNBA. So with that in itself, it's really hard to say that we are uniform. This is how we're going to work, but you don't own that team. You don't own that team. So whoever's the owners of that team, they make the decisions. They're just a part of your association. They're abiding by your bargaining agreement and things like that. So it's just hard because I think we should have all of them. We should have AU hoops. We should have Unrivaled. We should have the WNBA. I think they all need to work in unison.
Yes.
That way, better marketing, better advertising, better community engagement. Because if you go to those AU games, it's kind of empty. It's kind of empty.
And that's what amazed me. They were kind of empty. And then Unrivaled had everybody. You know,
Everybody.
this is my opinion. And this is just strictly my opinion. You tell me if I'm right or am I wrong. What was so damn good about it, and speaking real quick, Ashley Collier said, "What's up, Coach? We on fire. Hello, how you doing?" She's checking in tonight. But what was amazing about that, Coach, you tell me if I'm right or am I wrong. The Unrivaled game had the Ice Cube Big Three field. And what I like what the women did that the men didn't do with their old ass, because they had to run on a half a court, is the women played full court with three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, the court wasn't long as a normal court. It was about, outdoor park. But see, I love how they did it. And it was a 3-on-3, and you only got one sub. I'm like, what? Oh, this is dope as hell. And they running and they're playing full court. So if you ain't getting back, we scoring. They would remind me being in Morgan Park or going out on King Park on Saturday night up the small rectangle goal with the chain rim, with the chain nets rather. And you ain't out there hooping, you ain't hooping. But when you look at that and you look at what they're trying to do, I think you hit it right on the head. I think the WNBA, they're trying to make the next move. Because this year I remember reading that, the NBA didn't take off until its 25th year. Yeah, but they had money. And you guys are still asking the NBA and everybody else to support you. So the question is, because I talked about this earlier, Coach, was Caitlin Clark a plus or a minus for the league? Let me give you my opinion. Caitlin Clark, in my opinion, was a plus because we as Americans always like negativity, right? Even though she was a white young lady with brunette hair, she could have been a sister if I gave her a tan, but she was killing her ass. And I don't give a damn what color you were. You wasn't stopping that jump. It was like trying to guard Reggie Miller. You feel me? She was shooting it. She was pulling it. I don't care who you are. She was pulling that thing. She was doing the thing. And she was able to gather the controversy. That's all it takes, right? She was able to gather the controversy around her. And the biggest controversy of all is when they didn't choose her for the Olympic team. But the cool part about it, the people didn't realize they left Aaliyah Boston, they left Angel Reese, they left Caitlin Clark, they left multiple players. So in this next Olympic run, all the old young ladies, not y'all old, but y'all gonna sit y'all ass down. Because the young girls, they coming. And so I want to ask you, has Caitlin Clark been a positive for the league in terms of upping these girls' contracts?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. She has been an impact. I don't look at race. I'm looking at her as a female.
Thank you. Look at the ball. It's always basketball. Whoever can put it in the basket, I don't give a damn if you're a Martian.
Space Jam up in this bad boy.
Let's go right now.
Just get us the exposure we need. That's all I wanted to see. I could care less about if she was a white girl, black girl, Asian girl, Indian girl. It doesn't matter. She brought forth so many more businesses, sponsors, endorsements, notoriety. Notoriety is what you need. And the WNBA did not capitalize on that notoriety.
That's what I'm saying.
You guys,
I'm saying and no disrespect, because I love Asia Wilson. I've met her before, but I remember when Asia was moaning and groaning about Caitlin's contract. And to me, and you're an agent, right? You're an agent. You put people, girls everywhere. That shit didn't have nothing to do with Asia Wilson. That's your damn agent. Because if my agent give me a Nike deal for 30 mil, don't go pitching that Nike. Go talk to my agent. Yeah. Because when you was moaning and groaning about that deal, she was still playing at Iowa. She was still in college.
Still in college.
And that was an old man. So the question then I have is, my girl, who I think is going to change the entire landscape of the game, is Juju Watkins. Bless her heart. She had to pick up that badass knee surgery. She joined the club with me. I got that left knee. I think she got a left knee too, so I'm about to call her and ask her about it. But
Who might
when
need that?
when she gets back, do you think that Juju, because we got to look at it like this, Coach. Paige Becker got injured, knee, took the year,
Yeah.
came back, got semi-injured. They set her down. They rehabbed her, finished up. All she was missing was what? A college ring. And I love Dawn Staley and I love South Carolina, but she blew their ass out 13 days before the season stopped.
She really
Then she
did.
came back and blew their ass out in the national championship game. So they won 2 games in 17 days by 75 points, which is crazy, right? And then
Yes.
Paige Becker goes on. If Juju, if people go, oh, Juju, I said, no, dude, you don't understand how the women game work. Juju's only a sophomore. So even if Juju would have played, she can't come out to next year because women can't come out till they're
Until they
either
graduate.
21 years old or past their junior year. Exactly right. So you got to understand how the game goes. So Paige was going to be coming out anyway. So do you think with Juju, and I got a tough question for you, does she come back off this injury and play for USC, or does she come back off this injury, set out, and opt to go to the league?
No, she cannot sit out. That's one thing I can tell you right now. She cannot sit out and opt to go to the league. She has to do this last year and prove it. She
Okay.
gotta put a stamp on it. She
Okay.
gotta let them know for sure that I am the truth. This
The truth.
injury, out of here. Let me show you what I'm really gonna do. She gotta come back and bust the scene wide open.
Right.
And then you go, because that's how you get the bigger bucks.
Right. And Coach put it lightly. I'm going to put it to you, Southside Chicago. She got to come back and bust their ass. But she
That's
got to come
all.
back and do it.
That's
She got
all.
to come back and do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we watch and that's how we do it and everything. But, you know, and I love Juju and Juju doing the thing. And my man, Kevin Springer, the engineer, on Tuesday night pulling up on us right now saying, what's up, Coach? How you doing? Hey, Springer, thank you for checking in. Listen, Coach, don't go nowhere. We're going to have some after the show backstage conversation on this as well. But let me tell you, the Pull Up Podcast, love you. Thank you for coming in tonight. Show is always there. I want you to come back. I want to see what happened with the Nicaragua show that you do as a tour. And then once you talk to her, I told you I got a couple girls for you. So get your agent ready because we got a couple girls of mine that I'm going to need you to represent. So I'm good to go. We're going to get it fired up. If there's anything that you can leave a young player, whether she's in college or maybe she's out and still got that desire to go overseas and play, what would that information or what would that advice be?
Numbers, stats, film. Those are the most important things that you need in order to become a professional. 3 things I tell my players I used to tell my players, but I tell my clients now that you can control: skill development, conditioning, and IQ. If you don't study the game, you don't work to learn the game, you're not going to get better.
Yes.
If you don't work on your conditioning, we can't make you get up and go do that. We can't make you get into the gym and do your skill work. We cannot make you do those things. If you want to be a serious professional athlete, you have to do these things every day. And I know life gets in the way. However, stay focused.
A lot. How many shots a day do they need to get up?
I don't know how many shots they got, but I know they better stop sending me film with 100 shots on them because I'm tired of seeing it. Because you
sit
just
their ass down. They ain't going up. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you. If Coach don't want to tell, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you ain't getting up 1,000 shots a day, don't call me. We can't do nothing for you. We can't see. We can't see you in Nicaragua. You gonna give me a. You go get up and film yourself shooting 18 to 8:15. What you doing, girl?
Listen, but the most important thing that they have to remember is that it's not going to come easy.
Yes.
If you do not work for it, I cannot make these people take you. No
Yes.
agent or agency can make a team take you unless they're going to pay your salary, your housing, your flight, your transportation, your meals. That's not happening.
Right.
So you have to stand out. You have to
Yes.
stand out. But when you
Yeah.
send film to agents, do not send film with 1,000 shots. Send your best skill. If you work with the pick and roll well, I need to see about a minute of pick and roll. Okay.
Okay.
You need to see defense, especially if you're a guard. I need to see 94 feet of picking up. I need to see deflections.
94 feet.
I need to see pockets get picked. I need to
Yo.
see this. If
Hey,
I
I
can't
like that.
see that, if I can't see that, I can't help you, ma'am. Because they
Hey,
know
so
you can score.
hey, let me tell you something. She giving y'all information like brother man on the 5th floor. That's all I'm telling you. Brother man on the 5th floor told you, if you can't make pocket pass, defensive takeaways, if you ain't defending from end to end 94, 56 by 56, if you ain't boxing out, putting your man on your back, pushing the ball out, you ain't throwing somebody on the floor, give me some extra rebound, don't come up here and try to go to Nicaragua unless you know Spanish, because all we going to do is leave you down there.
I just need a translator. You can come with me to be a translator. Hey, listen, I've been working on my Duolingo. I'm gonna learn me some Spanish. Okay, 2 years going now.
Somos Estados Unidos, muchos dineros. Y no de muchos dineros pagaron dineros. Sí. Hey, I got you, coach. I got you, coach.
Sí, señor. Sí, señor.
Hey, listen, I'm loving you more and more. Listen, coach, we got to get out of here, stay on, and get everything. You know, this is your channel. For those that don't know, pull up on Coach. Tell everybody about your channel real quick, Coach, and how they can find you and how they can check in.
There we go. YouTube, right there at Ladies First Sports Agency 782. You can go on and check out all my clients. You can see past videos. You can see highlights, some shorts of women. It's a good channel to watch.
Oh, man, that's awesome. And again, speaking of channels to watch, right here tonight, as I do live in the studio tonight, you know, I'm just wonderful. My guest, Coach Shajauanna Jordan, South Side of Chicago, Simeon High School, second best high school in the city behind Morgan Park, as she told you. So, you know, so we doing our thing tonight. And, you know, you got my man, Coach Tony, right here on the Pull Up Podcast, one of the fastest growing sports shows across the nation. And, Coach, you know, I work with a lot of the athletes. And so if you got them coming up, I deal with a lot of brands and things of that nature. And we work with them right here on the Rise. And we teach them how to basically unleash all of their potential so that brands want to work with them and they want to work with brands. So if you got an opportunity or you got an athlete that want to talk about how they can unleash the potential they got to make some money, reach out to us at The Rise, www.therise.com, so we can put it on you. And also, Coach, for those that like to get their music and entertainment on, my girl, Val the Voice, which is our backstage producer that's doing this show, she wrote a book to talk a little bit about how DJing saved her life. That's our QR code. So if you want the book, make sure you check out the QR code and check out how Val talks about how being a DJ saved her life. And she also wrote a book about it. And then on Tuesday night, Coach, we flip from sports and we get into what we call music and entertainment. So tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, same time, pull up on us on Interludes Talk on Tuesday, where we talk a plethora of music and entertainment information. This has been a hell of a show. Man, Coach, I've had a great time tonight. It's been great. You know, again, I got some girls for you. We're going to get them overseas.
Yes,
I want you to check back in on the show. Keep in touch with me so we can do it. Give me some live video. And anything we can do to help you out, posting videos, throwing it on Instagram, whatever it may be. For those that need to get in touch with me, go to my IG page at the Pull Up Podcast Show on IG. Hey, Coach, put them two fingers up as we do on the South Side. I love you. But we got to get up out of here. Peace.
Deuces.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. I said Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the